We had so many false fire alarms prior to this fire that we just automatically assumed that it was a false alarm.
From the corner of my eye, I saw a fireball hit my back, lit me on fire, and I fell into the stairwell.
Shawn spent 3 weeks in a coma. Alvaro spent 3 months in a coma.
Sabila, you're chasing a story that goes back to a horrible, fatal dorm fire at Seton Hall University in 2000, where 3 students died and 50 were injured. It changed the way that dormitories look at fire. What do you got?
I'm chasing what happens after one of the worst dorm fires in U.S. history. I chased this to Seton Hall University in South Orange, where I met with Alvaro and Shawn. They were roommates when this infamous fire happened.
We had so many false fire alarms prior to this fire that we just automatically assumed that it was a false alarm.
The fire was started as a prank. The 2 guys who did it ran off, and the fire just swelled. 3 students were killed, dozens were injured.
If you look up about 3 stories above where the landing is, we were right about there.
Shawn and Alvaro were able to make it out, but they were severely injured by the whole incident.
From the corner of my eye, I saw a fireball hit my back, lit me on fire, and I fell into the stairwell.
They both suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns.
It wasn't until about maybe 5 or 10 minutes later when I got into an ambulance that I started to see my skin peeling off my hands, and I realized, wow, this is really bad.
The beauty of their story is how they revived their lives after that. They both have stayed best friends.
I saw him walking around and doing stuff that he was getting back to a normal life. I wanted to be where he was at.
Right.
So sometimes it's a competition thing between friends, and sometimes you need that when you're going through a hard time.
Guys will make a competition about anything.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Through their friendship, they both got better. They both have gotten married. They both now have children. What they do now, full time, is they travel the entire country and warn high school students and college students what to do so that they don't end up in a situation like they did.
You know, we could have easily said, you know what, we give up, we want to go and shelter our lives away, but we looked at it and said, you know what, we want to be able to show the kids the importance of fire safety and fire prevention on campus, because we didn't have that when we went here.
I can remember 7, 8 fake fire alarms going off. We always had to go out in the cold, and you got to the point where you're thinking, I'm just staying in bed because I know it's another fake fire alarm.
There were no sprinklers in Boland Hall when this happened. Right. And it's got to be one of the reasons why every single dorm that you go to now on a college campus has a fire alarm and set of sprinklers to prevent tragedies like this from happening.
The Seton Hall fire was arson. I mean, a lot of folks said that these 2 guys that were arrested for it, they served 5 years on an arson charge because they took a plea deal, so they did not stand for murder charges.
Yeah, those should be the guys that are going on tour,
Exactly.
telling the story.